Hi, in this video we're going to look at renumbering a running order. Now this is of course normally done prior to the competition itself, in the organisational phase so to speak. Here is our sample DanceScore database, and we have a sample running order in there that we're going to add an event to. And of course to get to that I'm going to click on the data button, and second from the bottom is our running order button. As you can see, we have various rounds of events. We have, starting with an adult open standard, round 1, and that goes to a round 2 at event 4, so on and so on to a semi and then a final, and all this is pretty straightforward. And the scenario that we've got at the moment, we have scheduled the professional Latin as a straight final because there wasn't enough entries, and we've just been told that we need to schedule a semi-final for the professional Latin. Of course we have to insert this into our running order, and that's exactly what we're going to do now. The instructions we have been given is that we're to create a professional Latin semi-final. It's to come after item number 6, the Youth Open Latin, and before item number 7, the Adult Open Standard. To do this, I'm going to copy the whole record. So if I click on the record tab on the side of the professional Latin, and that's selected that whole line, I'm going to hit Control C on the keyboard, come down to the new record tab and Control V, and I've now copied the whole record. So I now have a new copy of my professional Latin, and I'm going to renumber that as 6A, and very simply come down to the bottom here and hit renumber items, and yes, and what you'll see is the professional Latin American has now slotted in. Was 6A, it's renumbered, and it's gone 6, 7, 8 and pushed everything down 1. You'll also notice that DanceScore has renumbered the from and to fields, where it's inserted the professional Latin here at item number 7 and pushed everything else down. You'll see that it's renumbered. For example, the Adult Open Standard has now become item 8, and if you have a look, that comes from item number 4, so where that did say 7, from 1 to 7, it's now saying from 1 to 8. So as you add an event in, the from and to fields will automatically be renumbered. Now the other important thing that you'll notice in this particular example is that it hasn't allocated an item type to the professional Latin yet, and that's because there is no to and from here, and of course haven't allocated how many couples we want recalled and how many heats. So for this example, let's say we're going to recall 6 couples and we'll leave it at 1 heat. It is the first round of the professional Latin, so it doesn't come from anywhere, so that remains blank, and it goes to item number 10. So I put 10 in there, and if I come down to item number 10 and it comes from item number 7, you'll see now if I refresh the list from my refresh button down the bottom here, and you'll see the automatic item type now shows up as a semi-final. So DanceScore goes through, recognises the from items to items fields, links them together, and that's how it knows which is a round 1, round 2, semi-finals and finals. And finally, before we leave this example, just a quick explanation about what you are seeing here with these X's. These are exclusion events. Now we put them in because DanceScore can create a lot of printed reports, and it allows those records at those places to be formatted differently, and it is very useful for the judges' cards and all this sort of thing. So you'll see here we have presentation of prizes. Well, that should really occur after. So the X's, when it's renumbered, an exclusion event does not renumber. It is bypassed, specifically because many times we don't want the thing to move whilst we shuffle around other events. So in this case, to have that come after that, I'm going to change that to 12X and hit renumber, and you'll see it now occurs down the bottom. And if I really wanted to, I could shift this one as well, but it really depends on where you want the general dances and everything else to go. So there you go, a quick lesson in allowing DanceScore to renumber a running order.